Welcome to Nerd of the Week. Today, we're testing your knowledge on presidents of the USA. Let's see if you're a real historian, or if you slept through civics class. Grab a pen and paper. This might hurt your ego a little. Question 1. Who is the only US president to hold a patent for an invention? Is it the writer of the Declaration, or the man who saved the Union? It was Abraham Lincoln. He invented a device to lift boats over shoals. That was too easy, right? Question 2. Which president was the first to speak English as a second language? Hint, his first language was Dutch. The answer is Martin Van Buren. Don't embarrass yourself on this one. Question 3. Which founding father and president operated a large commercial whiskey distillery at his home? He wasn't just the father of the country, he was the king of spirits. It was George Washington. If you got that, you're a real nerd. Question 4. Which future president worked as a fashion model and appeared on the cover of Cosmopolitan? He had the looks and the legislative power. It was Gerald Ford. If you missed that, we need to talk. Question 5. Who was the first president to visit all 50 states while in office? He was definitely a frequent flyer. The answer is Richard Nixon. Next question starts now. Question 6. Which president famously used his amphibious car to prank guests by driving into a lake? He loved a good scare and a big splash. It was Lyndon B. Johnson. That's one way to break the ice. Question 7. Which president and his wife famously hosted seances in the White House, trying to reach the other side from the Oval Office? It was Abraham Lincoln. Spooky, right? Question 8. Who was the first US president to win the Nobel Peace Prize? He spoke softly and carried a big stick. It was Theodore Roosevelt. You're halfway through. Stay sharp. Question 9. Which president famously declared his hatred for broccoli while in office? He was the leader of the free world, but he wasn't eating his greens. The answer is George H.W. Bush, a relatable choice for some.
Question 10. Which president and first lady used to speak Mandarin Chinese in the White House to keep secrets? The ultimate way to avoid eavesdroppers. It was Herbert Hoover. If you knew that, you've definitely done your homework. Question 11. Which president held the record for the largest shoe size at size 14? Big shoes to fill, literally. It was Warren G. Harding. Let's keep moving. Question 12. Which president was once pulled over and fined for speeding in his horse and buggy? He had a need for speed, even in the 1870s. It was Ulysses S. Grant. Even the president isn't above the law. Question 13. Which president fathered 15 children, the most of any US president? Talk about a full house. The answer is John Tyler. If you got that, respect. You might actually be a nerd. Question 14. Which president's signature is etched on a plaque currently sitting on the moon? His name is literally out of this world. It was Richard Nixon. One small step for man, one giant signature for a president. Question 15. Standing at only 5 feet 4 inches, who was the shortest US president? Last chance for glory. It was James Madison. The father of the Constitution was small but mighty. All right, how many did you get? If you scored high, respect. You might actually be a nerd. If not, don't worry, we won't tell anyone. Comment your score.
and subscribe to Nerd of the Week for more quizzes.